Hello and welcome to Ferris Sports Update. I'm your host, Rob Bentley, and thanks for tuning in. On today's show, we'll update you on the GLIAC champion. Ferris State men's and women's basketball teams has both secured North Division titles this past weekend on the road, and we'll check in with Ferris State hockey as well. We'll start first, though, with men's basketball. I'm joined by head coach Andy Bronkema. Coach, welcome to the show, and congratulations on winning the GLIAC North.
Appreciate it.
Obviously, third title here in the last 4 seasons, and I know that was one of the goals out there in front of you when the season started, and obviously some more goals still left on the table.
Yeah, we let our players come together and establish the goals, and we're involved with that process too. But this is one they had on the goal board, and they've achieved it, so they should be proud of themselves. But you kind of want to look and reflect after the season is done, like you said. So we got a lot of cool things that could possibly happen, or none of them could happen. So it's an intense time of year, and I think that's why a lot of guys that stick with competitive athletics, this is the time of year people like, and it's the time of the year that fans like. And we're talking about an outright overall conference championship, ability to host the GLIAC tournament, chance to win that. If you're in it, you can win it, and then even maybe a national tournament berth. So all this is on the line, and it's all good stuff, and we're thankful for it, and we're going for it.
As we go to some of the highlights, we'll start Thursday at Purdue Northwest, and obviously going on the road against a team that maybe didn't have quite the record that they wanted coming into the year, but a team that had played you close at home here earlier in the season.
Yeah, played us real close, and then Bernard went out with an ankle against us, and it would have been even more scary if he would have been able to stay in. But a talented team, and if you just ignore the highlights a second and you go all the way around the court, I mean, they have everything going on in this game, homecoming and every event and promotion. It was quite an atmosphere, and it was impressive that they were doing all that. So it was a big time atmosphere, and they played well. I think maybe we contributed a little bit, with some lack of philosophy on my part early on in the game. Made some adjustments, and our guys made a bunch of big plays down the stretch.
Obviously, you had a number of guys from the Chicago area that had a chance to play in front of a lot of family and friends here just outside the Chicago area.
I was real proud of that group because, sometimes you get in front of people that haven't seen you play yet, and you might want to do too much. But they were dialed in to the team concept and the efforts we needed to have, and made some big plays. Big move by Mason there. I like that little gather dribble at the end, in the counter move for him. But guys making plays is the key, and we've been able to do that down the stretch.
One of those games where you had the lead much of the way, but never could quite put them away as they battled and fought hard.
Couldn't do it. They made some clutch three-point shots, and we fouled them on a couple three-point shots, and we had to stick with it. They weren't just going to give it to us. This is a team that's played in a lot of close games, and they're constantly knocking at the door, and nobody would say they lack talent. Man, they have a bunch of talent on their team, and tough shot makers, and size and speed, and probably out of anybody in the league, they like to play against us just because our styles are similar. So the up and down part, they enjoy it.
How challenging does that make it when you're playing a team that likes to play a similar style?
Well, not everybody likes to play that way. I mean, everybody kind of has their different style, and some teams are a mix of different styles. But Purdue likes to get up and down, and it makes it challenging because you're not really used to it. So you can preach it all day long in practice or with scout team, but until you prepare for it, they're not going to stop their dribble until they get all the way to the rack in the full court, and you got to work to get in front of them and get fortified. 93-89
win. You had to come back on Saturday, taking on Wisconsin Parkside, and a place where last year you win with a chance to win a conference title and couldn't quite do it. How much did that play into the mix going into Saturday's game?
Well, it played into the mix a lot for me. I think a little bit for the players, especially the returners, a little bit, but mainly every season is so brand new. The teams are brand new. The dynamics, the mix, even the little different nuances you do and you go to with a team. So, but for me, I was just thinking, okay, here we are again with another opportunity a year later in the same gym. Let's try for a different result. And our guys stuck with it, and we were able to come away with a victory. But just, these two teams that we played on the road, record-wise, if you were just looking at the record and our record and their record, you thought, oh, Ferris has got this, right? But that's just the common fan saying that. When you really study these teams and you know their coaches, you've competed against them for years, you just know it's going to be a battle. I mean, Parkside hasn't won a game in a while, but they had some injuries, and now they're all fresh back, and their seniors are starting to play a little bit more like seniors with Lee and Borsha. And I mean, I just wasn't that surprised that this game was that close. I didn't necessarily want it to be, of course not, but they were making plays, and we had to battle to the end.
Obviously, we'll see here in the highlights, especially in the second half, some guys really stepped up, made some big shots for you.
Yeah, Dorian had a big game, efficient, shot 50%, and they played zone against us. Like this shot right here. What a tough shot going into halftime, taking all the momentum away from us, cutting it to single digits. But they played zone against us, and the whole game they were committed to it. And I thought we got the ball into areas that we needed to, especially after the first 10 minutes. But late in the game, we're just going to have to perform a little bit better on defense. They got downhill on us and made some shots, high percentage shots, just like those last two. And there we are gambling into a wide open jump shot, and we're taking our turns making these mental mistakes, and they're adding up and making the games close.
Jeremiah Washington with a big three there, and obviously you had to lead the entire second half, but they rallied and made a game going down the stretch.
They did, and like I said, and their core nucleus of guys is very talented, and it's going to be around for a while. So, I mean, anytime you make a drop-off pass to the dunker there and you attack it like Logan did, you expect to get a good result, except for, they have the biggest man in the league down there protecting the rim, so it's just difficult. Every team's got their strengths.
You get the 75-70 win, some big shots there at the end, as we mentioned, and secure the outright North Division title, but still a lot to play for here on the line on Thursday night in the regular season finale against Lake Superior.
Yeah, well, we got a piece of the regular season too, and that counts. You want it outright, but that counts as a championship. So we're happy about the North. We're happy about the conference championship, but right now we're playing for an outright, which if you have the choice is obviously the one you choose, and then the #1 seed. Hosting the tournament, if you can make it past the quarterfinal game, which we didn't last year, then you get to host the Final Four, which is an honor, to host all those good teams. So pretty cool to be in this position, and we're going to prepare, like champions would, and see what happens.
Thursday night against Lake Superior at 5:30, then the quarterfinal round at home Tuesday, March 3rd, going into the Lake State matchup. Obviously a rivalry that's really developed here in the GLIAC North.
Yeah, and I'll say it again. It's a rivalry because they beat us, and we beat them, and it's back and forth. So it's a great rivalry, and they're going to play some zone against us. And luckily, Parkside played a bunch of zone and hopefully prepared us. So looking forward to that matchup, and they have some implications on their end too, to get in that tournament. And if you're in the GLIAC tournament, you have a chance to win it. That's how deep our league is. So wouldn't put it past Lake State to get in and win the thing, and that's what they're playing for. So both motivated teams. For your guys, obviously the type of games you want to play in here at this time of the year when the games really mean something. Yeah, they believe that. We have a group of guys that want to play in these type of games where it's all on the line, and we've really developed these guys no fear of losing. Because we talk about a lot. You and I you get on the court, there's one or two possibilities, win or lose. So if you're afraid of losing, this is the wrong deal for you. I mean, there's no guarantees, even if you do everything right and you try your hardest and you really put it all on the line. So our guys are ready to go, not afraid to lose. They're gonna put it all out there and give me and give the fans and the community and the school everything they have, and that'll be enough. Well, Coach, congratulations again, and best of luck against the Lakers on Thursday night. All right, we'll take it. We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.